thank you for coming today. We are here at Janesville Performing Arts Center, and we are here to celebrate two outstanding individuals. And of course, this is United Arts Alliance Hall of Fame. And so let's start by acknowledging, are there any past inductees here with us today that we should recognize? There's Edie, there's anybody else? Oh! And I should also mention this, in all good public events, we should appreciate and thank our elected officials who are here with us today, and I'm excited that City Council member-elect Kay Dupree is here with us today. So congratulations, Kay, on getting elected to the council. Who are the people of United Arts Alliance? Individual artists, both visual and performing artists, many individuals who support the arts but are not artists or performers, and many area arts organizations, including JPAC, many of the groups who perform here, and others, such as Janesville Art League and Hedberg Public Library. For my part, my name is Yuri Rashkin, and I'm president of United Arts Alliance. This is actually my sixth and I believe final speech as president, because my 3 terms are up, and I'm excited to see who is going to be the next president of United Arts Alliance. If you're interested, talk to me afterwards. Anyway, just kidding. Actually, we will have an exciting event for United Arts Alliance on June 20th. Mark your calendars. We're going to be at Riverside Park here in Janesville, and we're going to have a member appreciation picnic, at which point we will be awarding our scholarships, and we'll be also talking about what we want to do for next year going forward. We'll have some elections to vote on, committees to discuss and decide on. So if you're interested in being involved in arts, plan June 20th at Riverside Park. And we should also make sure to thank the good people that put this event together, because we actually have a committee that put this event together, and it's all volunteers, because United Arts Alliance is a 501c3 nonprofit, and so we are a nonprofit, we're also an all volunteer nonprofit, so anytime anything happens, it's amazing, and it happens all the time, and it's unbelievable. So thank you to people who are involved in putting this together. Teresa, thank you for taking pictures. So Teresa is here, with a big camera for a purpose. She's the official photographer.
Let's give him a good...
Yeah, let's do that. History of UAA. In 1996, several area residents got together to discuss the possibility of bringing area fine artists and arts organizations together to promote and support the arts collaboratively. The United Arts Alliance is unique in that many such organizations are sponsored or supported by corporate, school, or governmental bodies, but UAA has always been a standalone, nonprofit organization run by volunteers who believe in the arts and each other. In fact, one of the 3 people who was involved in starting United Arts Alliance nearly 20 years ago, next year will be 20 years, is Pat here, so that's right there where you feel like we're making a circle. So, over the years, UAA has been involved in various endeavors. Currently, UAA sponsors Arts Fest, which promotes the visual and performing arts, and has been held in conjunction with Irish Fest the past couple of years. A minute of silence for Irish Fest. In January 2016, we will be holding the next annual Janesville Area Creativity Awards, which helps in supporting the UAA Scholarship Program, where we contribute a scholarship to 1 or more Rock County graduating high school seniors or returning students to help in furthering their undergraduate educations. This year, actually, the deadline has just passed, and we have our people that have submitted their applications. We'll be awarding 3 scholarships this year for $1,000 each. And this is thanks to everybody who supports arts and also been a part of Janesville Area Creativity Awards, because that's the fundraiser for the scholarships.
Yuri?
Yes?
Now might be a good chance to mention that last year's Creativity Awards are being playing out here in the lobby for people who want to see them.
That is an excellent time to mention that. Thank you, Lois. If you would like to enjoy this past years and the house band, of which 2 musicians are here, Derek. So check out, it's a really fun event. I think that people that come to Janesville Area Creativity Awards at first don't know what they're getting themselves into, and by the time they go, wow, there's so much creativity in this area. And that's kind of how Arts Hall of Fame is as well. There's a large art scene, but it kind of, everybody does their own thing. And it's at opportunities such as this that we come together to honor individuals that have done some outstanding things. And then there's a board over there in the back where you can see the past honorees and inductees. You can see this is a kind of a, there's a lot of people doing a lot of good things. So, and of course we need your nominations for many of the categories, and that can be done throughout the year. So you should go to rockcountyarts.com, where you can join United Arts Alliance. There's absolutely no fee that is required. And you can also nominate individuals for next year's Janesville Area Creativity Awards. The UAA Hall of Fame was established in 2001 and has been held every year since to honor area citizens who have made significant contributions to the advancement of the arts in Rock County. Every year, UAA solicits nominations from the citizens of Rock County. From those nominated, up to 3 inductees are selected by an impartial committee of area residents who are knowledgeable of the arts in our area, but who are not currently active in UAA. We are here today to honor 2 individuals who are new members of that Arts Hall of Fame. First one is Patricia Thom. Patricia Thom has had a long and varied career in communications and theory. She is passionate about theater, and in 1980 was a founding board member of Stage One, a local theater company. From 1980 to 1993, Stage One Inc. was a prolific and viable theater company producing high-quality, thought-provoking plays that were often seen as cutting edge. At that time, Stage One's primary venue was the Kurt Denmark Theater on the UW Rock County campus. After a 2-long hiatus in 2011, Pat Thom was instrumental in resurrecting Stage One, which continues to be committed to bringing the best of live theater to Janesville. They are again offering Pulitzer Prize-winning dramas, American theater classics, Shakespeare, and other important pieces of theater, this time at the Janesville Performing Arts Center, JPAC. At the time, she wrote, "Our intention is not to compete, but rather to add to the already rich and established theater community that exists in Rock County. One of Stage One's original purposes was to promote the art of theater, and we intend to continue that mission by offering theater alternatives not systematically presented by other cultural organizations in the area." Thom also has assisted theater organizations such as Spotlight on Kids and Janesville Little Theater, among others, and has helped to organize the Town Hall Christmas productions at JPAC in recent years. She has directed such plays as Come Back to the Five and Dime, Jimmy Dean, The Foreigner, and Wilderness. UW Rock's production of Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, which Pat directed, was one of the campus's strongest productions. The attention she pays to set design and blocking, as well as the freedom she grants to performers, helps lead to successful, admirable staging that allows other creative people to find their voice on the stage as well. Pat was also one of the founders of what is now the United Arts Alliance and has served on the board in the past. Ms. Thom has taught at UW Rock County since 1982. As a senior lecturer of communication and theater arts, she has introduced thousands of tomorrow's leaders to the study of film and has given them the techniques for public speaking and business communication that will serve them in their academic and professional careers. She has taught Introduction to Film for more than 30 times. As an instructor of film, Pat has inspired in her students a love and appreciation for great films. She has advocated for the classic film, showing students such film as Casablanca and Citizen Kane stand the test of time, even if they are in black and white, and unlike the armies of digitized ogres, to which many students today may have become accustomed. Sound. She uses her vast knowledge of film history to demonstrate to students how classic directors such as Orson Welles and Alfred Hitchcock have influenced later directors, which has deepened students' appreciation of both contemporary films and the classic ones that influenced them. In addition, she has gone above and beyond her job duties to enhance the campus and the lives of those with whom she comes in contact by directing plays, organizing film festivals, serving on the Performing Arts and Lecture Series Committee, and giving free public lectures about film. The film series she has organized on campus have also helped provide a forum for community members, as well as students, to share their love of great movies, demonstrating how much she has fostered an appreciation for the arts on campus and in the greater community. Outside of the arts, she has also made significant contributions. She was appointed by the Janesville City Manager to serve on the city's Leisure Services Advisory Council and Cable Advisory Council. She's been an active member of and past president of Rock County Historical Society Board of Directors. She has served on the board of YWCA and on other nonprofit and governmental boards, demonstrating her commitment to bettering life in our community. Pat's commitment to the arts in Janesville area is nothing short of inspirational. She has lifelong ties to the local community and has been a behind-the-scenes promoter of the best that Janesville has to offer in the arts. Without her contributions, Janesville would not have nearly the number and quality of theatrical productions and performances it does, nor would it have nearly the number of aficionados of film and theater that it does. For many, their exposure and interest in the arts has been nurtured and developed by Ms. Pat Thom in many different ways. Clearly, her work and effort are appreciated by the community, as she was selected as one of 50 who met her by the Janesville Gazette a few years ago. Her encouragement for the arts is unending, and she's well deserving of being inducted into the United Arts Alliance Arts Hall of Fame. Please help me welcome Pat Thom.
Wrong thing out of my pocket here. Keep pulling out my money. I'm sorry. Oh, this is thrilling and exciting and a bit embarrassing and certainly humbling. The award was totally unexpected, and I would really like to thank the United Arts Alliance for awarding me this honor and induction into the Arts Hall of Fame. But I stand on many shoulders to have reached this point, and I want to take just a couple of minutes to thank a few of the people from the past that have gotten me to where I am today. The very first person is sitting right here in the front row, my 95-year-old mother, Doris Thom. So my mom and dad grew up in the Depression and came from pretty humble beginnings. They came from, their families weren't very wealthy. But right away, we were encouraged to participate in the arts in our family. I don't know if it was intuitive or where she got it from, but she knew the arts were important to us. Me and my two brothers were all encouraged to play instruments. I can remember in the early 50s when we got our first record player. And immediately we were exposed to classical music and to Broadway musicals, of which I learned every word. She also exposed me to classic films, which little did I know that I would turn out to be an instructor and expose that same information to my students. So that was my first influence. Later, I did get involved in theater in my senior year, but it wasn't really until I became a student at UW-Rock County. I was one of the early students. I was there in 1968, and two people really exposed me to new information there. Some of you may remember Felicia Landre, who was a professor at URock way back then, and she's gone on to have an amazing career. She's internationally known, but she started here and got me on stage and got me backstage and really taught me both my first film class and my first theater class were from her. I also met Gary Lennox, who unfortunately is no longer with us, but he is the person that's responsible for so much of the theater activity in Janesville. From him I learned not only the backstage aspects of theater, but about how to produce, about the business of theater. And because of him, we started Stage One. While I was involved in Stage One, I got to meet another amazing, influential person in my life, and that was Kirk Denmark. I don't know how many of you know Kirk, but the theater out at URock is named after him. He was a professor at Beloit College. He also directed theater all over the United States. And he and I clicked, and he took me under his wing and taught me how to direct. He let me be an assistant with him to learn how to direct, and I can't thank him enough for his influences. Finally, well not finally, I'm sorry, two more people to thank, and they're groups. The first is my friends. I have wonderful friends. I have some friends that I've known for as many as 40 years or more. There's a whole table of them sitting right there supporting me. They come to every play I'm involved in. They help me whenever I need help. They're just the most supportive, wonderful people. We attend theater together, we discuss theater, they help me sometimes produce theater. And then I have other friends. A lot of people in the audience here are people that have supported me all through the years. And I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you for all of your loving support. Finally, I want to thank my UROC family. Especially Carrie Hermanson. Where are you, Carrie? There, over there. That's the woman that submitted my nomination, and I'm very grateful to her. The staff there has been very supportive of me over the years, but in particular, all of the wonderful students that I've had for, well, I'm in my 33rd year right now of teaching at UROC. These students, whether I'm teaching writing, whether I'm teaching speaking and communications, or whether I'm teaching my film class, they continue to inspire me, give me new perspectives on things, and in particular, they keep me young, and I'm really grateful for that. So in conclusion, I'd just like to say that art is the soul of humanity. I truly believe that. So what you guys need to do is free your own souls. Continue to create art, or enjoy art, or encourage art in whatever way that is for you. Now that can be through traditional means, or it can be through non-traditional means. I mean, the way you dress, what you cook, your garden, the way you decorate your house, those are all ways of establishing art. So put art in your own lives, express yourself creatively, and know that by doing so, you can help change the world. Thank you so much for this honor.
Thank you, Pat. Well, and now on to our second honoree, Elsie van Tassell. Elsie has been an active member in the Janesville arts community all of her adult life. She has been and is an actor, director, producer, instructor, and acting coach. She has worked in all aspects of theater on stage and backstage. She has worked with many area theater groups and is well known and respected in the arts community in Janesville, Beloit, and throughout Rock County. Born in a little village of New and Gloucester, England, Elsie lost all four of her brothers in World War II. She met and fell in love with a handsome young American soldier who was nicknamed Red for his shock of bright auburn hair. When he proposed, her mother encouraged her to marry him and resettle in America. Janesville soon became her new home. Shortly after arriving here, her widowed mother also passed away. Elsie found herself at 18 years old, a stranger in a new city and a new country. She was desperately homesick for her family and her beloved homeland. She immersed herself in helping others who were less fortunate than she, busied herself with her young family, and began a lifelong affair with the theater. When she first came to Janesville around 1948, she began working with the Janesville Little Theater. Elsie has the distinction of being the JLT member with the longest continuous service. She has been very involved in almost every play since that time, either acting, directing, doing publicity, building or decorating sets, hunting for costumes, fundraising, or working with props, makeup, or programs. She has served as board president too many years to count. Elsie has stuck with JLT in good times and bad and has always been a staunch supporter and encourager. It's very possible that the theater may have folded several different times had it not been for Elsie's dedication and persistence. In short, Elsie is universal in her knowledge, ability, and dedication. In the early 1970s, she began directing and has led a cast to a successful performance every year since. As a director, she lets the actors explore and develop their characters. She sits down with her actors, discussing the plot and her vision of the show. She allows actors to try different things on stage, enabling them to develop as performers and to shine. Working with young people has always been a love of Elsie's. She directed and judged 4-H plays for many years. She remembers fondly how in her years working for the Janesville Recreation Department, she started a summer outdoor children's theater program and got Janesville schools and teachers involved. For over 20 years, she worked extensively with the Janesville School District drama programs. Often, she coached British, Cockney, or Welsh dialect. She taught the art of theatrical makeup to high school crews. She offered her expertise when unusual wigs, beards, or makeup were required. She helped with character development and lines. Further, she has worked many years in the area children's theater, helping to interest and train youngsters in theater. During her more than 6 decades of supporting and participating in theater, literally hundreds of children have been introduced to the performing arts through her efforts. She never seems to stop. Besides her day job over the years, Elsie has done continuing volunteer service with her church, of which she's a pioneer member, with nursing homes, with her undying aid and sympathy to animals, and as a bell ringer for the Salvation Army, sharing her work ethic, her passion, compassion, and her knowledge and experience with generations of people. She has made continuous, significant contributions to the arts and to people's lives in the city of Janesville and Rock County. Elsie can look back on her devotion to the performing arts, and particularly to the theater, which first attracted her as a little girl in England. Now, 75 years later, she's still involved and serving in the performing arts wherever she's needed, because of her many years of dedication, expertise, and service to her adopted country, and for her many contributions to the enrichment of life in Rock County. Elsie Van Tassell is most deserving of being inducted into the United Arts Alliance Arts Hall of Fame. Please put your hand.
Sounded very, very grand, didn't it? But I really have just muddled through. I came to Janesville and was brought to Little Theatre through one of the ladies in our church who needed some help. And that was the beginning of it. And since then, it's just been a love. I've met so many wonderful people all these years that are still my friends that are sitting out there now. They've been encouraging and loyal and wonderful. And I'm so grateful for my friends who brought this day for me. I think most of what I think about theatre is the joy that you get from theatre. I've learned so much by going to, we used to have season tickets for the Guthrie, and I always went to their classes in the afternoons. I did that for about 15 years. And then after that, Russell Carter, who was another dear friend, no longer with us, introduced me to the theatre in Stratford-on-Avon. I would go with him up there every year. I chaperoned the girls, he chaperoned the boys, and they got to see and be part of wonderful theatre and be so inspired that when we came back they thought we could do Hamlet. Unfortunately. I have been party to plays that have been thrilling and so exciting and satisfying. And I have also been party to some that I was sort of thinking, oh my God. But we always strove. The people at Little Theatre were welcoming and hardworking and trying to learn and improve themselves always. We used to go to classes at the university every summer, besides the other classes that we took to further our knowledge, to help make us a little bit more expertise. I performed it just about everywhere around here, UAA, high schools, musicals, dramas, everything, and did props and costumes and whatever was needed. I tried to be there to help with. I see 3 or 4 people here who were in my plays years ago. I don't know if I dare mention some of them. One made his first entrance on stage carrying me. And we were wonderful, weren't we? Theatre is something that has the most wonderful highs, few lows, but mostly when it's right there. It's the most wonderful feeling in the world. You're so happy for the people who are in the show, the people who worked on the show, and the people who came there and clapped. They're necessary. I urge anybody who isn't involved in theatre to get involved in theatre. You need it, if it's only to sew buttons on suits, you know. All of this makes the show more successful. I'm supposed to speak for 5 minutes. I think I probably have. And I thank you so much, those of you who suggested me for this great honor. I'm just so moved by it. I never thought this would happen. And thank you all very, very much.
For the inductees and the honorees, please take all the pictures you want with the wonderful plaques, but then after that, we need to mount one or the other on the wall, and we'd rather do that with the plaque. And then after a number of years, we will return you the plaque and put your name there, because we actually ran out of space on the wall, and so we changed the approach. So now after a few years, we give plaques to honorees. So, first of all, let me, as we're wrapping things up, let's give a big hand for Pat, Thom, and Elsie van Tassell. And I want to specifically thank the committee, because of course this is a process. Everybody wrote letters and nominated these wonderful women, and then we had a committee that looked through this and found judges and did all of this, and that's Lois Allen, Dale, and Peggy Wyszynski, who deserve specific recognition, because basically without Peggy I would be speechless. And it's very nice. And also huge thanks to JATV for being here every year and recording this event and then playing it on JATV for other members of the community who didn't make it here. But it's really nice to see such a great turnout for these wonderful individuals. Well, please join us in refreshments, socialize with honorees, and thank you for coming to United Arts Alliance Arts Hall of Fame.